Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of English In. Do you often stress about perfection? Well, today's episode we're going to be talking about why connection is way more important than perfection in communication. So make sure to stick around until the end. As the communication established between you and your speaking partner, sometimes you want to be perfect. That's right. Because as a learner, as an English learner, I want it to be perfect, right? And I want it to implement my knowledge about grammar, let's say. I want it to be as perfect as possible. But do you know that speaking this way is going to block you from being fluent? And why should we focus on connection rather than perfection? Number one is that effective communication. In communication, you want to talk about something, you want to deliver like a message to your speaking partner. So if you're too much focusing on perfection, you're going to think twice. You're going to think about, is it grammatically correct? Is it acceptable or not? And whatever. So you don't need to be perfect in grammar to be understood, because in communication, sometimes you just need like asking, where the bus station? You don't have to put like, where is the bus station? The perfect one is, where is the bus station? But in communication, you don't need to be perfect to be understood. As you communicate to people, where the bus station, he or she can understand you already. So rather than taking too much time on thinking about whether it's grammatically correct or not, focus on the message that you're going to talk. That's the idea of communication. And number two is that boosting confidence. By focusing on connection is going to help you to speak more naturally and more fluently, because you don't have to think about the sentence pattern. Now you're confident, you know the message of that thing. For example, in class, you'll participate more if you're not worried about being perfect, right? If you're taking speaking class, you just need to talk. This is speaking practice. It's no worry. Even native English speakers, they're not perfect. So by focusing on the idea, connection, not perfection, your confidence um, will increase. So it boosts your confidence. And then the third one is that real life use. What does it mean? In everyday conversation, as I talk to native English speakers, sometimes they're not perfect. And then no problem if you're not perfect. Because in real life usage, yeah, it's okay. Communication is just matter of uh, transferring thing. You want people to know what you really want. Like, I need help with this project. It sounds more natural instead of saying like, I require assistance. Oh my god, what does that mean? So real life use, connection is more powerful than perfection. And consequently, number four, it's less anxiety, because your confidence increased, and then you don't feel anxious because you're not thinking about the grammar rules, you're not thinking about sentence pattern. All you focus is that to the idea. And this often happens when speaking. Even me, when recording this video, sometimes I don't have to think about the grammar rules. I don't have to think about the sentence pattern. I just focus on the idea, on the message that I'm talking to you right now. Like, why connection is more important than perfection. This idea is going to take you to another level of English. Why I said that? Because as you focus on the connection, you don't think about like linguistic barriers, like accent. You're not anymore afraid of what accent you are. Like me, I'm speaking here maybe with my bahasa, with Indonesian accent, Southeast Asian accent. Some said that I'm a Filipino, but I'm Indonesia, and I'm not worried about what accent I'm talking, because this is the way who I am. I don't have to be exactly like a native English speakers, like British or American English speaker, native English speaker. No, this is my identity. So it's going to take you way, way deeper of who you are because you are focusing on the connection. And that's the essence of communication. The essence of communication is that to establish like two-way communication, you and your speaking partner, without having too much worries about the perfection. Perfection is good sometimes, but isn't it's not always good, especially in communication. In writing, perfection is critical because you want people to read the idea because there's no gesture in writing, so you want to be perfectly understood by the reader. That is why you have to take like academic writing class and so on. But in communication, you don't have to think about those things because there's a lot that we can actually understand. Even when we talk to someone who is who has completely different language, we can still understand using like maybe you use gesture or even sign language. um, that's the power of communication. But in writing, you need to be perfect. I do agree. I totally agree. In writing, you have to be perfect. In grammar, you have to be perfect. And sentence pattern and many more. So, guys, one more time, do not afraid of making mistakes because making mistakes is part of our learning process. But if you ask me further, what if I don't focus on perfection, but I make mistakes um, more and more? Well, that's natural. That is the nature of learning any language in the world, including English. Sometimes you don't have to be always perfect in this, in in speaking, in communication, but you can try to alleviate to lower the mistakes by maybe if you have like someone's feedback, or if you focus on listening, oh, maybe the right thing to say this based on the audio that I got from listening is this. So you can learn from your mistakes. And what I love to do to improve is to record your own voice. Sometimes if you record your own voice and you talk to yourself, and then you're going to see how in which area you're making mistakes, so you can improve the area that you think you still need to develop, especially in your speaking. So guys, that is why we need to focus on connection, not perfection. So thank you very much, and bye bye. Yeah.